Hi there, it's Bill with Smart Trades. It's Friday, August 5th, around 3:45 p.m. Pacific time. Very volatile week, obviously. Pretty much impossible to really update this in real time effectively via YouTube. So if you would like more frequent updates, please visit smarttrades.com. And I update throughout the day, oftentimes via Twitter, and I have frequent updates via email as well. Let's get into it here. The S&P 500 cash weekly chart. Now this is the possible scenario that we have a peak in, and that this is wave one of a much larger decline to the downside. This is certainly a very real possibility and something that you should be prepared for. We may be well into that decline and possibly just beginning a decline to the downside. I would say if that is the case, we may bounce from here and then have a decline to 1,000. Eventually, I think we're going down under the, or at least to test the 2009 lows, and that would be down into the, well into the 600s, I would assume. But that's hopefully a long way off, and we shall see. Here's an alternate count. As you probably remember, I was looking for a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, which did not work out. We've obviously broken the triangle to the downside. However, if you adjust this count somewhat, you still count this decline, the first decline to the March lows, as A, and from there we have a triangle A, B, C, D, E of B of this pattern, and from there an impulse down of C. This works out very nicely for a variety of reasons. One, the C wave down is approximately 1.62 times A. This accounts for all the ABC patterns that we've had within this sideways move from the February highs, and also it accounts for a very sharp impulse to the downside in a possible C wave position. Also, you'll notice that we bottomed just below the 1173 area. 1173, if you look at this count, is the previous fourth wave of one lesser degree. We've got our A up, B down, 1, 2, 3, small wave forward with a low again around 1173. That coincides pretty well with our low today. Our low today, I believe, was 1168. Here is the more ominous bearish count with a little more detail. Again, we have a third wave up, fourth wave down, failed fifth wave, and from there a 1, 2, 3 to the downside. NASDAQ, here's the alternate in the NASDAQ, or at least I should say the corrective variation. And the NASDAQ has not gone nearly as deep on a relative basis. Off of the February peak, we have what very well may be counted as an expanding triangle, A, B, C, D, E, and you'll notice that we found support just below the June lows, and from there we managed to hold on, at least so far. Here's the alternate count for the NASDAQ. A down, B back up, C down, a fifth wave that actually did make a new high, not a failure, and this could be 5 of C, in which case we have just started to the downside. One interesting facet here is that we have a possible extended fifth. If that's the case, our previous fourth wave and also a 62% retracement come in around 2320 basis the NASDAQ, so we might be looking at something of this nature. In both cases, what we want to be alert for here is, if indeed we do get a rally from today's lows, is for a corrective pattern that fails and then we start getting impulses again to the downside. I think we probably will get a bounce. We shall see early next week, obviously, but this is a pretty good reaction off of the lows. Here's some charts that I did in real time as we were coming down to the lows of the day. In fact, just before, I noted that Netflix had support around 240. I look at Netflix and also at Apple, not only to trade them, but also in terms of being leading indicators for the broader market. And again, Netflix was coming into about 240, and I noted that on Twitter. Apple was coming in and testing the February peak from above. That's around 366, I believe. And both of those markets wound up holding in that area, and I think that that's bullish for the broader market if they can continue to hold. And finally, here's the Dow Jones Shanghai Index, and I've showed a larger variation of this chart before, and as you can see, I've labeled this A, B, C. Interesting to note, we have not taken out the June lows basis the Dow Shanghai. So I think that is supportive for the market. You can see here, you can also count a possible impulse wave to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and what counts best, I think, so far is a corrective decline, and the most important part of this is that so far we have a higher low above that June low in the Shanghai. Just a quick report today. Hope you have a great weekend. We all deserve it after a really stressful week in the stock market. Thanks so much for watching, and once again, if you like the video, please hit the like button here on YouTube. If you want more frequent updates, please visit smarttrades.com. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.